The problem with short circuit MIG is not the process itself. The problem is a lot of folks turn the settings way down cold just for the sake of a pretty bead. Let's compare a couple of settings just to drive the point home. These are the recommended settings on this machine. 19 volts, 280 inches a minute using 030 wire. 10 gauge steel, C25 gas. This is hot rolled steel, so it's got a mill scale coating. But if I use these recommended settings, it still should penetrate through that mill scale with not much problem. I'm using like a little series of cursive E sort of a technique. That's sort of just a favorite technique of mine over the years. And the sound is pretty good. Very little spatter. You can see the amperage readout right there is somewhere around 125 to 130 amps. And if you think about it, if I was using a 1/8 diameter 7018, that'd be about the right amperage. I'm going to make a cross section here just to check that penetration. This is also called a macro etch test, and that was not too bad. It got into the root of the joint. Not great penetration, but adequate. A quick bend test should give us a little bit more information. It bent but didn't break. Some people like to use a really low wire feed speed. It makes the bead really controllable. But let's see what happens when I crank this thing down to about 110 less on the inches per minute on wire feed speed. 110 less than what is recommended. You can see up in the right hand corner the amperage dropped all the way down to around 80. And that makes a different sound like this. This is too low of wire feed speed for almost every application. It's hard to even make myself keep going here, but it's a test. You notice all the spatter too. Here's a cross section of 170 inches a minute, too cold. That bottom leg barely penetrated through that mill scale at all. And a quick bend test, hardly any effort at all. It just snapped, and you can see how it pulled out from the base metal, barely nipped through the mill scale. Let's do one more shot at the recommended settings, but using a slightly different technique. This is a common technique used by a lot of people where instead of doing a set of cursive E's, just kind of moving back and forth to keep that puddle down, pointed toward the root of the joint. And then you let the puddle fill just a little bit, and it puts a nice series of ripples in there. It's just another way of doing things. We'll take a look at the cross section of that, and we see that it's not too bad either. It really punched down into the root, but you can see out there on the toes of the weld that mill scale tried to inhibit the penetration. So here's the lesson, especially for new welders learning to MIG weld. Always strive for a sound weld first with penetration. Never use cold settings just for the sake of a pretty weld. Hey, if you're looking to up your game on MIG welding or TIG welding, I've got some free workbooks for you. Look in the description for the link. It'll take you right to a page where you can download absolutely free. These are not some chintzy little PDF with just some stuff that's copy and pasted off the internet. These all link to videos, some of which you'll find on YouTube, some of which you won't. You'll find the download link in your email inbox, and you'll open it up and it'll look like this. And you'll see it'll have a little introduction, but also little thumbnails for videos. Watch this one first. As you scroll down, you're going to see some thumbnails, and it'll show you some videos in all positions on 1/4 inch steel using short circuit MIG, along with some really good sound instructions. No fluff, no BS, just good sound instructions. Here's a sample of what you could expect to see. This is a 1/4 inch uphill lap joint, illustrating the technique, showing a good crisp arc shot with good simple explanations. It's absolutely free. Of course, I'm hoping you'll come back to the Weldmonger store and shop around, but this is my way of giving back to the welding community.